You feel it, don't you? That challenge, that overwhelming obstacle in your life that seems to stand twice your height and mock your efforts. It feels fixed. It feels insurmountable. Stop measuring your struggle with a tape measure. Stop trusting your sight. You're about to discover the radical, unwavering power of confronting your giant. Welcome to HeartCore Radiance, where we redefine what you believe is possible. 40 years, that is how long the children of Israel wandered in consequence. Not because of a literal desert, but because of a single, debilitating word that poisoned their spirit: fear. The promised land was real, dripping with milk and honey, but so were its inhabitants, the Anakim. These were not simply tall men, they were the towering echoes of a forgotten, corrupt world. The 10 fearful spies delivered a fatal report that sentenced a generation to death. Their words measured the size of the enemy, not the immense, boundless size of their God. Listen to the sheer terror of their surrender. We were in our own sight as grasshoppers, as recorded for all time in Numbers chapter 13. They allowed the giant's physical height to dictate their own spiritual worth. That day, they didn't just choose the desert, they chose failure. But 40 years of failure and death did not break Caleb, son of Jephunneh. While an entire generation perished in unbelief, Caleb was forging conviction, brick by painstaking brick. He never forgot the size of the enemy, but he knew something far more fundamental. God's promise was irrevocably bigger. For 4 decades, he held that truth like a hidden, razor-sharp sword, waiting for his moment of righteous confrontation. Now, at 85 years old, when most men seek comfort and rest, Caleb made the ultimate brazen demand. He approached the mighty Joshua and pointed directly to the most massive, terrifying stronghold of the Anakim, Hebron. He didn't ask for the easy, uncontested territory. He demanded the hardest fight, the most impossible ground. Listen to the absolute clarity of faith from Joshua chapter 14. Give me this mountain. If so be, the Lord will be with me. Then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. Why, after all that waiting, did he ask for Hebron? Because the size of the giant determined the size of the inheritance. Caleb wanted the ground the giants occupied because it proved to the world and to his own soul that the impossible was finally, irrevocably possible. The true victory wasn't the land itself. It was proving the unshakable power of the promise that had sustained him for a lifetime. The battle for Hebron was not subtle. It was a righteous, furious war. Caleb led his small, determined vanguard against the Anakim's most fearful champions, Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai. They were defeated, not by equal human strength, but by a divine certainty that animated every move. The Bible records clearly in Joshua chapter 15 that Caleb drove out the 3 sons of Anak. The terror of the Anakim fell, and with them, the shadow of fear that had plagued Israel for 40 years. Your challenge is your Hebron, your inner giant. Doubt, criticism, past failures, generational cycles is your Anakim. They stand huge only because you continue to measure them against your own finite strength, not the greatness of the living God. Stop identifying with the grasshopper. Remember the solemn promise in Joshua chapter 1. Be strong and of good courage, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Your identity is conqueror. Every time you conquer fear, you claim another piece of your divine inheritance. This is the promise. This is the truth. If this message gave you the strength to stand tall, then join our community right now. Subscribe to HeartCore Radiance and keep discovering the rock-solid, glorious identity that is already yours.